So did you guys notice anything weird or odd about the last episode? I know we kind of talked about it, but...
having problems with my microphone falling over every 2 seconds?
Yeah, that's a user error, though.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yeah.
And Amanda dressed up like Weird Al there.
Yeah, that might have been what caused it.
That was not an issue.
I don't know about that.
That was the best part, actually.
Yes, it was.
So when I went to go listen back to the audio to edit, I noticed that I could hear me and Amanda in Dad's track.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, that was really weird. So I thought maybe if I got them lined up just perfectly, it would cancel out. And no, it did not. It sounded so weird, like an echo. So I had to apply a little additional noise reduction to try to get that background out of the track. And that, in the end, I don't think it really sounded like this. And you let me know. But I think when I was listening back in my headphones while I was editing, I think Dad sounded like he was on a cell phone.
Real? Well, here's the thing. Dad didn't really talk that much last time, so it's kind of hard to tell. I couldn't tell. I didn't hear. I guess I didn't hear what you were hearing.
Yeah, and that's. I'm just wondering if it's because while I'm editing, I have my headphones up. I'm listening for everything and anything. And then after I got done, I exported it and listened back to it. And I'm like, it doesn't really sound that bad.
Yeah, I didn't notice any problems.
But did you change anything about your setup from the way that you were recording prior?
Yeah, on the last episode, I had my headphones wrapped around around the microphone, so that's why you're able to hear it. No, I don't know why. I have no idea how that happened. I don't know if I had my volume too loud on my headphones and it just bled through. I mean, I have closed back headphones, but I usually only have one of the headphones on. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you had your headphones on too loud or if one of your devices was bleeding through, or I don't know. But hopefully we don't have that problem anymore.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad, don't make that mistake again.
Yeah, if you do that
or
again,
we'll have to fire you.
Yeah, you're going to, no, we're not. No, if you make that mistake again, you get to learn how to edit.
There you go. That sounds better.
That's
more of a punishment.
Yeah. Whoever messes up the most gets to edit the episode.
That is painful.
You're not kidding. Okay, so my mouse that I typically use to easily navigate my computer had 2% battery, so that's on the charger. So now I got to use the old trackpad to go over here and click some buttons. You want to play some intro music?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Welcome back to episode number 27, I believe, of the Pandemic Guitar Podcast. I'm your host, Tim, and with me, as always, because no matter how bad they just don't want to do this, like, I got something going on today, I can't make it, let's reschedule. They have to be here, we have to make it work. Dad on microphone number 2, his name's Rick. How you doing?
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
What's new?
Same old, same old.
Of course.
Nothing new, really.
And on microphone number 3, all the way on the other side of the country, I think it's still like breakfast time there. I'm not sure. Amanda, how are you? What are you up to?
Saving the best for last, of course. Hello.
Oh, God.
No, it's not breakfast time here, though. I do think that we need to switch recording to summer hours because by the time evening hits, it's so unbearably hot in this room that I have to sit in. And I can't have my fan on because then you guys will hear it. And then that'll be annoying.
So what time would that be best time zone, central time zone?
Probably 8 a.m.
Oh, 8 a.m.?
So 6 a.m. here. Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
No,
well, we could
not a morning person.
Well, I'll do it. Doesn't bother me. But this was drill weekend, so I was busy.
That's true.
Yeah, that's why we're recording later in the afternoon. What do you think about 8?
I mean, in the morning, 8 a.m. Saturday morning or Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, not Monday morning.
No.
Sorry,
Okay.
boss, can't make it into work today.
Yeah. I mean, you'll just have to put up with me slurping down my coffee.
Hey, me too. Well, we'd have to start at 8:15 because I'd have to go to Caribou and get my coffee first.
There you go.
Yeah,
Caribou coffee.
I like Caribou. I mean Caribou.
Right.
You got me saying it.
They don't even have those out here.
Oh, I bet not. What do they have? Do they have Tim Hortons or some other Canadian?
No, not Timmy Ho's. They have just Starbucks, Dunkies. Well, actually, they really don't even have a lot of Dunkies out here. I think it's more of an East Coast thing.
An East Coast. I think Dunkin' Donuts started on the East Coast, didn't they?
Yep.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. So when Dunkin' Donuts came to the Midwest, I was really excited, and it was really good. And then out of nowhere, I don't know if they changed their bean sourcing or whatever, but it got really bitter.
Yeah, I don't know. They were good when I was on the East Coast, and then when we came out here and they finally came out here, it just, I don't know. The donuts weren't as good. I don't know.
The donuts weren't.
Their donuts are always good.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No.
Also, for those listening, we have officially changed over to a coffee and donut podcast.
No. Hey, if
more
any
guitars.
donut or coffee companies want to sponsor, I'll do it. I don't even care.
Would you prefer a croissant?
No.
It's croissant.
It's croissant?
Croissant.
Croissant? I don't know. I like my donut hole. I love the
donut holes are good.
Yeah, they really
Yes,
are. So we
off topic.
Yeah. So I did notice on Instagram lately, we have been getting quite a bit of feedback. Not really feedback, but more suggestions. We actually have some listeners out there that have been sending us messages, letting us or giving us some ideas, some new categories for another episode of Guitarpity. So apparently, the listeners seem to have liked that one.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
Is one of them Weird Al?
No, I don't think so. Like, I haven't deleted any of the messages or anything. I've just been like, oh, yeah, that's a good one, So I do need to grab a document here and actually copy and paste them in so that the Instagrams or whatever doesn't decide to get rid of any of the conversations.
Good idea.
Yeah. So I was kind of thinking to myself, because we kind of trying to find topics, trying to figure out, without forcing a topic, you know what I mean? I don't want to force topics. I think that sounds kind of dumb. I don't think people want to listen.
You mean like this episode?
This isn't a forced topic episode. I don't think so, because here's the thing. I use Logic all the time, and I've actually been, because I'm in a rut, and we'll talk about this in a minute, but I've been hooking up to Logic, and I've been playing around with the three chords that we were talking about, which I believe was A, D, and C for the 60-second song or whatever it is.
Right. We have to get back to that.
Yeah, we do. But here's my problem is that when I open up Logic, it asks me for a key and it asks me for tempo. And I don't know exactly what that is. Like, I kind of have a very vague idea. So I don't know exactly what that is. And then my other problem or question is, if I just set it to, I don't know, whatever the default is, 90, whatever the tempo and key. I think the key is always C.
C, yeah.
Yes. So I don't know if I just default, and then is that going to throw everything off, or can it be changed later, or I don't know how important that is.
I think the key can be changed later. I've done that before with no consequences. The thing is that if you're going to do any MDI work or anything like that, it might affect that a little bit. But the tempo is the key, and that's going to be that you got to set. If you don't set that correctly, it like, to give you an example, it defaults to 120, and then all of a sudden you need to go put it at 80. Well, it's going to stretch out it's going to make everything sound weird. So you do need to get the tempo correct.
If you're just playing around, though, I mean, you just have to I'm going to play around at 120, beats per minute?
Right.
So I have to do that. And then if I'm like, I want to try something slower, I have to start a new project with a different tempo.
No, I think that there's not necessarily. I think that there's a way that you can tell it not to follow the tempo that's the default tempo, And then what you do is you can change it. It won't stretch it out or shrink it. And then it'll take it on from there, the tempo that you requested. You know, like if you're going to have, let's say if it's 120 is the default and you forget about it. And I've done this plenty of times. What you can do is you can set the track so that when you change the tempo and lower it to like 80 or 100 or whatever, it doesn't stretch or contract the recording, so it doesn't disturb it. Then what you can do is set it, and it'll be okay after that.
Well, because like, okay, if I just hook up to, say, my Zoom H6, it doesn't ask me for a key. It doesn't ask me for a tempo. So that's why I was like, well, does it really matter? Does it really matter? Again, I don't know. Does it begin to matter when you start adding multiple tracks compared to it's just a single track of me playing? Does that make sense?
No, not really.
Oh,
sorry.
I don't know. Well, like, okay, if you were to have, let's say you're going to create something, you've got a guitar piece that you're playing, and then you want to add a little bit of piano or a drum beat. Like, to me, then it matters that your key and your tempo are correct. But if it's just me, if I'm not doing anything more than just doodling around and recording myself playing, then to me, it shouldn't even matter.
True. I mean, I use the H6 or the H8. I have both of them. And I do a lot of recording, just different ideas and different snippets and stuff like that. I don't use a metronome or anything like that. The tempo is not really important at that time. But then what happens is if I go back to it and I listen to it and I'm like, okay, I really like this. I want to start working on it. Then I try to figure out what tempo or a good tempo for it. And then I'll bring it into Logic or something like that to finish it up.
Typically with your DAW, like try to figure out what your tempo is when you import it. Like, oh, this seems to be at this tempo or any. I don't know how I would know.
Yeah, Logic can be set up that way so that it you can import it in and you can tell it to figure out what tempo it is and it will set it for you.
Maybe I just need to record on the H6 and play it back that way, because then you just record and play. I don't know. I don't know how important it is.
Right, but I think the H6, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't used it. I know the H8 has a metronome in it. You can set up your beat that way too.
I'm not even at the point of counting. Like,
no,
I think I can do the like, what is it? 4/4. Where it's like one strum per measure. I think that was called. Like, I don't even know the lingo. Yeah.
4/4 time. Yeah.
Amanda's just sitting there staring at the paint because she has no idea what any of this is.
I have fallen asleep, to be honest with you. I just woke up.
I don't know if I can edit out the snoring.
Well, try.
4 beats per measure. That's all it is. And a measure is a certain time. That's all.
Yeah. Well,
cool.
When I went, Amanda, did you do music class in elementary, junior high?
Yeah, I did.
And what instrument did you play?
I think I tried to do the was it trumpet or no, clarinet.
Okay.
And then I think I tried it for like 2 days and then I was over it. I was like, I'm done. I had no patience.
So did you switch to something else?
Oh, no, I just quit.
Oh,
I was like, nah, it's not for me.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Surprising, right?
Yeah, because I think it was like 6th grade where you had to go in and go through the instruments, and you kind of got to start with the ones that you thought you would like. Mm-hmm. And of course, I got stuck with the trumpet, and I tried to learn. I felt like I was learning actual music, but then again, I don't know of a way that you can play trumpet halfway quietly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of one of the things that I enjoy about the guitar is that I can sit there and, it's kind of semi-quiet unless I'm on an amp or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember any of the musical stuff. So it's just tab and trying to figure out the tab and then trying to match it to a song.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it's so hard for me to figure out this this jingle we want to do, is because I don't know what I'm trying to sync with.
Well, ask the questions.
What am I trying to sync with?
You trying to? I sent you. I sent you a chart of the chords.
Yeah, you sent me a chart of the chords, and I think the only thing that I did is I changed the D.
Okay.
So I'm still using D. I'm just using a different octave, I think.
Okay.
You know,
that's fine.
Just because without hearing the context, what is going to go around it, I like the sound of this higher D with the C compared to the C that you have, where you just move down the neck 2 frets to D.
Right.
It sounds good, but I like when you move down to it's almost a I don't even know what else. It's a weird. It's a weird like 1 3 2 D on the first, second, and third.
1 3 2 D minor, maybe.
It might be a D minor.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what I was going to say. D minor.
Yeah, no,
sure.
I know you're. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So here's my thing: it's so weird because I don't have a tuner that tells me exactly. Oh, that's a D minor, you know. And then when I look online, I'm like, oh, what's this pattern? One website will say D minor, another one will just say D. It's confusing.
I don't know why there's two different. Why you have two websites that say two different things?
I have no idea. It is weird, right?
Yes, that is weird. It should be the same thing because it's it's
right. Yeah,
it's a chord.
You would think so. But again, I'm also just trying to do a quick look too. I'm not really digging into it, but I just noticed that when you go from that C that you chose, the typical first, second, third fret C, and then you move down 2 frets to the D. Like that sounds good, but I want it to sound a little bit different. And I found if it's a D minor, fine. I found something that I like the way it sounded.
Right. So the first chord was A minor.
Yep.
Then the next chord, I'm trying to think of recall what I
think it was A minor, C, and then D.
No, I think it went from I remember now. Just sort of clicked in my old age, senior moment. Yeah, it was A minor, then it was D with the 13th in it, then it was C.
A D with the 13th in it.
Yes, that was that weird chord that I had.
I don't think you shared that with me. I think you said you were going to.
Oh,
I don't remember.
All right. So here's the progression. With nothing fancy or anything like that. It would be A minor, then it would go to D, then go to C.
Okay, so it's A D C instead of A C D, but I need to know what that 13th is. Whatever is that the C, but just 2 chord.
So you got in the first measure you got 4 beats, C. So you just strum it once, and you count 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on. How can I hold the strings and count with my fingers at the same time?
What? It's mental.
1, 2,
you say it in your head.
Well, I'm not wearing shoes right now, so I could use my toes. And be like C 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Maybe if we don't get this figured out anytime soon, maybe it's something that we could work on by the time I come out in October.
That's true too.
But anyhow, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so it's C, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4 C. That's just strum it once and just hold it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want some sustain from the chord. Then you're going to move up to the D and go 1, 2, 3, and then C is the last. So you're going to go D 1, 2, 3, C, and then back to A minor. And then do it all over again. You can strum it. You can go.
Oh, yeah, I see it. I am strumming it. I just don't have. I could turn, but I don't have the guitar on. But yeah, okay. So okay.
I know that the people listening to the podcast really don't know what we're talking about, but I've given you the backing track, and then I played the riff over it. The chord progression over it. Then I changed it up and did some other things with it too, make it a little fancy, but we're just trying to make it sound good.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing. And so that was the whole thing that brought that idea up, is how easy is it? Well, apparently when you got one guy who can be like, oh yeah, no big deal. Here, we'll just pick 3 chords and here you go. And the other two are like, squirrel.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Sometimes I just don't realize. I go to places and people talk to me and they say, oh yeah, hey, try this. Go C, G, D, A, E, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. I like that progression, Does that make sense?
It does,
Clear as mud.
Yeah.
Clear as mud.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm just stuck in a rut, which I put in the show notes, stuck in a rut. There's got to be a parody about this, but,
Yep.
And I'm sure there is. But yeah, I think I asked you, because for a while there, like I felt like I was constantly learning something new that was cool. And lately I've just been playing the same stuff over and over. And I don't know if Amanda's in that same boat or if she's just watching the dust bunnies collect on the guitar or what.
I just dusted it the other day and I had that same thought. No, but what I need to do is
your first song is going to be the Dust Bunny Blues.
Yes. No, but what I need to do next, I need to buy a case because I'm bringing it back with me in October. And then I think it'll be better in person. Like Dad can teach me how to, tune it instead of, because it's hard over like FaceTime and whatnot, or like texting.
Right.
And so I think it'll just be easier to do that. And then he can tell me, okay, am I doing this right or playing that right?
Right.
I think that's just easier way for me to learn.
And plus I can do a setup on it.
Yeah.
Which would help a lot.
Yeah, I need to get mine over there to do a setup on it as well.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm done with your other.
That's what we can do in October when Manda's in town. We can just have acoustic guitar set up Sunday. And, I don't know.
There you go. I'll be there for 2 weeks. So,
Oh my God.
Guess what?
I know.
What?
How about this? How about, how about we have we call it just Unplugged.
I think MTV has that one.
Yeah, they got the copyrights to that.
They have to.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You can call it Unhinged. Unhinged and Unplugged, whatever.
Unhinged.
Not good.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
You can call it whatever you want. Nobody's listening.
Nope.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But so what do you do when you're stuck in a rut?
Okay. I've been doing,
I've been stuck in a rut for 47 years.
Yes. Yeah. And it's been, this is what I've been finding out is there's 2 different things that I've noticed that I've been doing. And I get stuck in ruts all the time. It's not unusual. But the other thing that happens is I do what they call noodling. And you may hear that a lot out there. Where
Never
you just
heard it before.
Well, you just play what you know. But that's not what you should be doing.
Okay.
You should be practicing on things you don't know. And that's what makes you a better guitarist.
Okay.
All right. In other words, if you practice the same old thing, yes, you're going to get good at. Let's say you're an A pentatonic scale. You practice the scale and you go up and down the neck and you get really good at it. Great. But you really need to focus on making minor changes to it and like just shuffling things up to make it sound interesting. And that stops you from getting in that rut because you're learning something new.
Yeah, I would imagine if you're playing the same thing over and over again, you're not putting yourself in a situation where you're not like learning like something more technical, like you're not challenging yourself as much.
And you get bored. That's
right.
the whole thing. And you don't want to be bored because as soon as you start getting bored, then you say, I'll pick it up tomorrow, or I'll pick it up the next day, or I'm not going to do anything with it today. Or you gotta just keep on going little by little by little and try to get over those hurdles. The more you do that, the better off you get. And also record yourself too. You should listen to yourself because sometimes when you play it back, you can hear different things like, I meant to do this or I meant to do that. So, or, you know what? That sounds good, but let me make it a little better. Or let me cut it and put something in the middle of that and try it, you know?
So it's really weird because every time I plug into the H6 and hit record, everything looks fine. But then I play a couple notes and the H6 is like, hell no. And it turns off.
It doesn't.
Really?
It doesn't even want to listen to you.
The H6 doesn't even want to listen to me.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Take it as a hint.
Okay.
You know, you got to be really careful nowadays ordering jewelry online. Ordered the wife a couple necklaces and rings and stuff, but every time the post guy comes, it's always a guitar. So I don't know what's going on. I can't explain
Weird.
it.
Yes,
Weird.
that is weird. I've used that excuse.
I'm guessing she didn't buy that.
No,
She didn't buy
no,
that.
she never does.
No,
She
of
never,
course not.
no. She's smarter than me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But-
so, I was just going to say, like, I subscribe, and I've said it before on the podcast. I subscribe to Andy Paoli. I get an email
Right.
from him every day. And
Okay.
I really just need to force myself to sit down and be like, okay, we're going to try to figure this out, because it's actually fun when you get done. You're like, cool. I didn't know I could even do this.
Right.
You know,
But
if you don't
have-
have that though.
right, but you have to take when you're working with stuff like that, you have to take baby steps. You know, I mean, he may show you the whole riff and play the whole riff, and it sounds really cool. But you got to take maybe two to three notes at a time and build up to what he actually does.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And that's what I usually do is I'll take, even if I'm just looking at tab, I'll just try to like work on a small piece and get that down and then add a second piece onto it and just keep building. And then eventually I get to a point where I'm like, I'm really good at the second or third or the fourth piece, but I've completely forgotten the first piece.
Right.
You know what I
that
do?
happens. Nothing.
This is what I do. No, this may surprise you. This
Okay.
is what I do. I watch live concerts, right? Okay, let's say August Burns Red. I watch August Burns Red play live. Okay, the guitar player, J.B. Brubaker, duh. Then I reenact it on air guitar, and I am getting to be like amazing. Amazing. Like a professional air guitar player.
That's good.
Yeah.
Finger tapping, all of that.
The whole 9 yards.
Yep.
Wow.
Did you get tickets to a
I
upcoming
did. I got
concert?
tickets. I did. I got
What?
tickets to see August Burns Red.
Where?
In November in Anaheim. So
Really?
last time they were here, it sold out so fast, and they just went on sale on Friday, and so I got them. I was like, didn't even think twice about it. It's on a Saturday, which is great because typically they have a lot of like weekday shows. And I'm like, I don't do that. I'm too old. So yeah, so exciting.
youngest one
But
here.
the only thing is, it's like Ticketmaster like hits you with all those fees. At the
Oh,
end.
yeah.
So like you think it's like one price, like, oh, that's not bad at all, and at the end they like add like $30 or $40.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
You know? And then they're like Tay-Tay tickets.
Yeah, I
know.
doubt they're that bad, but it's
No.
like Las Vegas when you go there and they're like, oh, the hotel's only $119, but then by the time you add all the taxes and the resort fees and all that other crap, all of a sudden it's $600 a night. You're like, what?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's crazy, but yeah, I got tickets.
So yeah,
I need some guitar picks, some pandemic guitar picks. I'm gonna pass those out. I'm gonna hand one to JB. Just wait.
oh, that'd be
do that.
cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna get one in his hand, okay? Maybe sprinkle some in the back. Well, I'll have my husband go in because I don't think they're gonna go very far in the woman's bathroom, but I'll have him take them in the men's room and just sprinkle them around.
Yeah.
Would you like me to make you up a pass?
A pass.
Yeah, I can put the logo for the podcast
Okay.
on a badge, and you can wear that.
Like on a lanyard? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
I'll be there on special assignment, even though I paid for my tickets. Do you guys want to reimburse, or do you want to?
Shoot.
Is there any kind of budget, like travel budget for the
You just
podcast?
said that you paid Tay-Tay prices for tickets.
I didn't.
No.
I didn't. It was literally $90, so it's not bad
That's no, that's not bad
for
at
two
all.
people.
Oh,
total.
yeah, that's... Yeah. I'd,
It
all
wasn't
day
bad
long.
at all. No.
I wanted to go see Chris Stapleton when he came in or came to Des Moines, but I think they were like $500-$600 a ticket.
Ah.
Yeah, I was like, I just can't. As much as like that's a bucket list concert, I couldn't justify that price.
No.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's also Wells Fargo. It's Des Moines. They charge ridiculous prices for everything. I mean, even the Joe Bonamassa tickets, those weren't bad.
No, not really.
I think those were like, what, 150 or 175. I'm sure you've got the ticket framed somewhere. I know you do.
He's looking for it now.
Yep.
It's got right here.
What was it, 150? I don't see a price.
I see a 1, a 5, and a 4.
Yeah, it is $154.
Man.
We were in row J.
Yeah, but
we moved up.
Yeah, we
quite
got
a bit.
bumped up 2 rows. Yeah.
Definitely worth it.
Exciting.
Yeah. So anyhow, getting back to the thing with the things you can do to get out of the rut. I mean, you have a DAW, you're using Logic. You can create drum tracks. It has a really nice drummer in, even GarageBand has it, but Logic's has the drummer there, and you can put a bass track on there and just go for it. That's what I do too. I create my own tracks and stuff.
And that's what I need. I need to do that one of these days. I'm procrastinating so much on it because I do have a lot going on. But I need to watch some videos and figure out how to do drum beats and loops and stuff like that in Logic.
Right. There is a nice program that I do use on my my iPhone. It's called iReal Pro.
Of course, it starts with an I because it's on the iPhone.
That's right. And they also make it for the Mac, and I don't know what the cost of it. And I want to say it is actually really good.
What did you call it?
Tracks. It's iReal Pro.
REAL. Oh,
yep.
Yeah. Okay, they're iReal Pro.
I don't know what
it looks like. $16 is what they're charging nowadays for it on iPhone.
Right, and then they also have one for the Mac. I think it's $24, something like that. Might be. Mileage may vary.
Yeah, it's got pretty good reviews, so that's good.
Yeah, and you can really, really easily make up beats. All sorts of backing tracks with it, and you can have piano, bass, guitar, and drummer in there, and you can just sit there any tempo you want. You can change it to say no bass guitar, no piano. It's a really nice piece of software. I do recommend it. I've used it quite a bit.
Are you looking it up, Amanda?
No.
Oh.
No, I was looking. I was looking at the show notes.
I'm completely ignoring you.
Candy Crush.
No, I would know.
Candy
First of all, I
Crush.
don't know who plays Candy Crush. That is like so 2012.
We do have a ton of picks left. So if you need some more, we can send some.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I only have one, and I almost lost that in my guitar.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all I have is one.
Oh, we'll send you some more. And we need to design our year 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Did you know that acoustic guitars eat picks?
Nom, 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 nom.
They do.
Yes, they do. They go in the black hole. And once they go in there, they're hard to get out.
Mm-hmm. That they are.
You just got to create a hole on the other side.
That's the logical answer.
Yes. But that's not the way it works.
Yeah, no, for sure. So anybody getting any new guitars lately?
I think would be an interesting guitar is a cigar box guitar.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about those before. And I think I even stopped by one of the local shops and picked you up a couple boxes. I don't know if you still have them, or I don't even know if they were of good quality, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's some of them. I think every one of them except for one was really good quality. Solid wood.
Oh, okay. All right.
One of them had a little, I think it had a piece of cardboard in it and for the top.
Oh.
So, no, it was the bottom. It was cardboard. So that sort of got
okay.
tossed. But
yeah, well, I don't even remember. I thought maybe 3. I don't remember how many I picked you up, and I don't know because I know I built one, but it definitely not playable.
Why not?
I'm pretty sure that my action was way too high, and
Right.
I couldn't get a sound to come out of it that even sounded remotely good. So maybe I cut a board to the wrong length. Who knows? But it was a fun project.
Yeah, but it was just the idea of you building it was, I mean, it may not have turned out a playable project, but it was still good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that I probably at this point I either tossed it or I gave it away to somebody because it was just sitting in the corner. I wasn't doing anything with it because couldn't play it, or maybe I just don't know how to. That's a possibility.
Right.
But it would be fun. There's a website out there where they'll sell a whole kit.
Yep.
And I think that's the one that I ended up building because it comes with the box. It comes with everything except for the wood that you use for the neck.
Yeah, I think you got me one for Christmas.
I probably did.
Yeah, and you borrowed some parts from it.
Did I?
Yep.
Oh, well, let me know what
Those
part.
little brass hole things.
Oh, for the tuners?
No. It was
for the sound hole.
sound holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to build
two of them.
I think I tried to build another one.
What
And
happened to that one?
I think the neck snapped.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal is I'm not the best carpenter in the world. I might not even be the best carpenter in the house. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So I built one of those, you just get a 2x4 and you can build a little lap slide guitar.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, it's a simple little kit, probably cost $15. I built one of those and I didn't pay attention to the grain in the wood.
Uh-huh.
So it just started bending.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, so you got to pay attention to that. But, those going back to the cigar box guitars, I have seen those pop up all over the place. I've seen them in guitar stores. I've seen them at craft shows, art shows. They're everywhere. And people are getting good at building them, and they can make acoustic and electric. I've seen them both.
Right.
And they're selling them for $100+.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. I might have to make one.
I feel like you got a kit.
Well, it would be a 6-string.
So how would you go about building up one of those to support the tension of a 6-string?
Oh, quite easy. I mean,
Well, of course, everything's quite easy.
right. I mean, if a huge car manufacturer can do it, I could do it.
Which huge car manufacturer?
I'm not going to go there. It's an old joke.
Okay. All right.
Piece of board, gallon of gas, you gotta.
Well, it's not a Tesla because they don't.
No, not a Tesla.
No.
That's electric.
Oh, board Ford.
Yes.
Okay,
there you go.
Gotcha. All right.
Piece of tin, piece of board, gallon of gas. You got a Ford.
That they don't use wood anymore, so it doesn't apply.
I know. That's an old joke. But anyhow, it would be maple straight through.
Okay, yeah, you would have to do straight through because the box itself doesn't have any structural integrity.
That's correct. Yeah. So what I would do is I would take and I would use I'd build a Stratocaster neck.
Okay. Or just go out and buy one.
Yeah, you could do that too. And then I would take a piece of rock maple and put it through the body to the back, and then leave it hang out about 2.5 inches, 3 inches, so that the neck could fit into it.
So same concept as the kit that you can get for $30. You're just, instead of doing a 3-string with a piece of 1x2 alder for 3 strings, you're gonna just do a through body basically,
right?
For a stronger wood, obviously.
Oh yeah, rock maple is strong, and then what I would do is I would cut out for the pickups, and then the tailpiece would be, I don't know whether I'd go with the floating tailpiece or not. I probably would go with the floating. just to make it a little more complicated.
I mean, why not? Like, I should probably do something. I really don't have a whole lot of time to do it. You know what? While I'm thinking about it, I should go all out and make it harder, which increases the odds of it not happening.
No. Making it harder. Okay. A floating tremolo on a Stratocaster is not really that hard to do. The one thing that's really hard to do is the Floyd Rose bridge. That is a hard thing to recreate.
Yeah, I like the look of the Floyd Rose, Floyd Rose. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I like
Floyd
the look
Rose.
of them, but I've heard horror stories about tuning them and replacing strings, and so I don't know if they're true.
It's another piece of cake.
I've just people are like, oh, it's so hard. I'm like, all right, well,
I got a Chevelle, and it has the Floyd Rose on it, and I picked it up for a really good price. And the guy, the first thing I said, well, I heard that these are there to, to replace the strings. And he says, you know what? He says, the guitar tech will be in tomorrow, which was Sunday. He says, stop in on Sunday. He'll show you how to do it. And he showed me how to do it. It took like 15 minutes to change the strings. And it was like, it's that easy? I didn't realize that.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
you already told us that.
yeah. Well, and then again, if you have somebody who knows what they're doing, who can literally take the time and show you how to do it, that you're gonna figure it out and be more proficient in my mind than just watching YouTube videos and be like, oh, okay, that's it's that hard or it's that easy, because if you're just paying attention to the teacher, the one person, not a big deal. But when you start looking online, looking at all these videos, you start like comparing and looking at different people and how they do it. And then you're just like, holy crap, this is confusing. I don't even want to try it.
Right. I agree. But the guy who showed it to me was really good. He was a tech, and he did he's done a lot of work on a lot of guitars and stuff. And he just told me it was a piece of cake, and he told me the secret behind it, and that's the way I do it now, and it works every time, and I don't know why. And I've even tried to screw it up, and I can't.
Huh.
Well, I guess I can if I try hard enough.
Yeah, I don't know what the next guitar is that I'm going to buy. It just depends on what deals are out there and time frame and all that. But if you say Floyd Rose isn't that bad, maybe I'll consider. Because right now, today, if it had Floyd Rose, I would probably try to shy away from it.
They're not. The one thing I will say is to anybody listening to the podcast, if you do have a Floyd Rose, don't remove all the strings at the same time.
Yeah, don't
it's
take string cutters and just shrink.
Yeah, don't do that. Worst thing.
So yeah, and apparently even I've never even seen or heard of this, a cigar box fiddle.
Yeah,
I guess. I mean, it's a stringed instrument.
Yeah, during the Civil War in 1876. Yep, they were. They called it a cigar box fiddle for some reason. Instead of a guitar, it was a fiddle. I guess they might have had. I don't know whether they took some wood and put some screws in it with rubber bands or something and put it up by their neck and tried to play. I have no idea.
Yeah,
how that.
I mean, theoretically, it's just using the right type of strings and should work. I don't know.
But you got to remember that they had. They were out during the Civil War and everything like that. They were out there and they would have cigars shipped out to them and got all these boxes. So, what to do with them.
Right. And you're going to do something, because, that, what was it? The World War I, World War II, where trench art was a big thing, like I'm sitting in a trench. I got nothing to do. Here's a piece of ammo or something, and you make art out of it. So it makes sense, you're bored, you find something to do.
They could even use the boxes for drums or congos type stuff. And, that's the way stuff gets started,
Anybody listen to new music lately?
I have.
New music?
Old music.
New old music? All right.
Yes.
What you been listening
I've been just at work, I've just been listening to it, and one of the artists that I've been listening to is Jimmy D. Lang. He's a blues player.
Yep, heard of him.
He's not really well known out there, but I mean, he's worked with Eric Clapton, Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, B.B. King, Van Morrison, Jimmy Lang, Gary Moore, Double Trouble, and a bunch of others. Jeff Healey.
What's the guy's name?
Jimmy D. Lang.
Jimmy D. Lane?
Jimmy D. Lane.
And then there's another artist called Jimmy Lang.
Jimmy Lang, yes. There's another
weird.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, he's been around a long time. He's got a lot of, I mean, if you want to listen to some of his music, go out on YouTube and look him up. He's got some really good stuff out there. He's a blues player, but his father was Jimmy Rogers, who's a legendary guitar player also for his time. So, I mean, that's what I've been listening to a lot.
How about you, Amanda?
Cool. No. It hasn't really been my focus lately. So
I hear
no.
that. I've just been going to, or just been jumping on Tidal and just kind of recommended for you. Most of the time, it's music I like. Every once in a while, I'll get something where it's not bad, but it's just like, nah, I'm not digging it, so I'll hit next. But for whatever reason, I was up for like 2 days. It was like 90s rock. And I know I'm not a 90s rock guy, but it's like, man, I haven't heard all these songs forever. So I just hung out and listened. So it's kind of nice. And I like Tidal. Out of all the music streaming services that you can pay for, I think they're the best in my opinion. But whatever.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of 90s, sorry, Dad. This is important. Speaking of 90s rock music or whatever, okay? Or alt music. I want to learn, I say this, but I never do, but I want to learn how to play, excuse me, the beginning part of a little song called The Roof by a little band called the Bloodhound Gang.
What?
The first part is acoustic. The roof, that one. Okay. Tim knows.
Yeah, I do.
Anyway,
I never heard of it.
I did watch a YouTube video on how to do it, and then I was like, I'm out. But eventually, I'll try it out. Doesn't sound that hard, right?
Yeah, I'd have to look at it. I don't.
Yeah,
but that song popped up for me randomly one day. I was like, oh, I totally forgot about this song. So it's like, I get how you're like, listening to stuff, and then all of a sudden you're like, it just brings back like a whole genre that you forgot about or something you don't really listen to a whole lot.
Yeah, because I jump back and forth. Like I listen to a lot of blues, and then I'll jump out. I'll leave that, and I'll do like 80s music, and when I say oldies, when growing up, oldies was like the 50s and 60s. Now the oldies includes the 90s.
Yeah, that's so sad. That makes me feel old.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'll jump out there, and then every once in a while I'll just go out there and like listen to, I like the DJs who take multiple songs and mix them up. I mean, it's kind of neat to because it makes you think. And I do this a lot when I hear music on the radio. I'm trying to think of another song that I know that would blend or mix with the song I'm listening to. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to do that, but it's like, I don't know, maybe trying to find songs that have maybe they're using the same chords or the same key or the same tempo, but like trying to find songs that could sync really well.
Actually, there's a lot of them like that. A
Oh,
lot of
sure.
songs, I mean, begin in the key of E. A lot of them begin in key of A, G, C. I mean,
Yeah.
but they all do something a little different somewhere.
No, you're not wrong.
Yep.
Not wrong.
Not
we
wrong.
do have to talk, or we want to talk a little bit about Project Guitar number 2, but we're running a little long on time. So we'll move Project Guitar number 2 to hopefully next episode.
That's part due.
Part due.
Part due.
Project Guitar part due.
Yes.
But we are working on some pandemic gear. I mean, we still have tons of picks. So we gotta get rid of some of those picks. And we do have to design and order year 2 picks because I really do want to I really want to have picks every year. Every year that we do the podcast, I want a new pick.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Different color.
Yeah, different color, maybe a different thickness. I don't know. We'll try to find. It's all about price because remember, folks, it costs us way more to do what we do than what comes in.
Yep.
Is that what's so funny?
I don't know.
It costs us money to do this, and we don't have any money coming in because Amanda's not paying for this.
Hey, I live in California.
You're right. But what else do we have we're working on? I think you said, Rick, you were working on some things.
Yeah, I'm working on coffee mugs.
Coffee.
Coffee.
For
Coffee.
I do need
coffee.
I do need a new coffee mug for the office.
Okay, but it'll be one of the ceramic ones.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's what I'm using right now. I have when I first started the current job that I'm in, my first sergeant was like, he's like, I don't know anything about him, but he talks about his cat all the time. So he got me a coffee mug that says Cat Dad. That's the one I currently have.
Nice.
Yeah. So nobody thinks I'm tough.
Yeah, we're doing. I'm looking at doing some other things too. The mugs are coming soon. If I can get Mom to help me with them.
Okay.
But I got some interesting ideas that I'm going to do. So.
Oh, did you?
Cool.
We were talking about the pick holders.
Yes, that's one of the things I want to do too.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to those.
We need T-shirts. Or like a beanie. I said this before.
Yeah, a beanie would be cool. We are going into the cold winter of Iowa. Here, well, a couple months, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, T-shirts aren't a problem. Beanies, I'm not sure about.
We'll have to look into it.
Yeah. But there's got to be a way to take the logo and like maybe turn it into like a patch or something.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I can do that too.
Yeah, we'd have to do it that way where it's a patch that you could either Velcro on or just press on or whatever.
We'll Velcro it in case this podcast tanks, and then
then at least you
different
still have
podcast,
it good.
and then just slap the new one on there.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
That'll work. So yeah, if anybody has any ideas, like if there's something that you would like to see, another thing, have you ever seen those flight tags? The keychains. It's a keychain, and then it has a tag that's like most people you see it on luggage tags, but they're actually called flight tags, and it's just a rectangle piece of fabric, and then it has something written across it. I would love to have some of those because I have some keys that I don't have keychains for, and I was like, hey, that'd be cool.
Well, send me a
I'll send
design.
Because all of them that I look at, that I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wouldn't. They're $10-15, and I'm like, if I'm gonna pay $10-15, I would rather have one that's like something I want, But yeah, so if you have any ideas, if you're listening and you're like, oh, it'd be cool, I would actually be interested in this type of accessory or swag that says Pandemic Guitar or has the logo on it. Or we'll make ones that say Tim is the best, and maybe Amanda's the greatest air guitarist on the planet. Something I don't know. Let us know.
We will sell out of those so quickly. Professional air guitar player.
Yeah, exactly. So let us know. You can reach us in one of two ways. And I think, Amanda, do you have an outro ready for us?
I do.
Okay, so hold on. Does anybody, before we get to the outro, anybody have any idea what we're going to talk about next episode?
Well, we can talk about the Project Guitar Part 2. Yeah,
we'll talk about Project Guitar Part 2. We should probably do another wheel spin. We don't have too many artists left on that.
We don't have to bother. The rest are boring. We've already gotten to all the good ones. Although, for some reason, on my Instagram, Oh, what is that band that you have on there? Greta Van Fleet keep popping up. Like, I don't know why, but they're everywhere right now.
Oh, Greta. Now, if they came to town, I would buy tickets to that too.
Even if they were $600?
Oof. Yeah, see, I don't think they would be that expensive. But yeah, that'd be a good concert, I think.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and I guess, whatever. We'll talk about it whenever we get them.
All right.
On the spin.
Sounds good. All right, Amanda, go ahead and give us that creative outro.
All right. You guys all know how to reach us, but just to remind you, our Instagram is at pandemicguitar, or email us at pandemicguitar@icloud.com. Give us some feedback, share your ideas, maybe, make fun of Tim, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Until next time, keep on playing or don't. We won't tell. Cool.
I like that tagline. Keep on playing or don't. We won't tell. That's a good one. That's what's going on the shirt.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Keep on playing. Whatever. We don't care. We're just whatever.
As long as you tune in, that's all we care
listen. About. That's all we care about.
All right, everybody. Well, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.
Later. Bye, everybody.
There it is.